Hello, this is John Paval with Access Arts Live, here to tell you about a free of charge live stream coming up today, January 16th, that I don't think you want to miss. Today, January 16th, this Royal Stockholm Phil live streams rising star conductor Tabita Berglund and powerhouse piano duo, the Jussen Brothers, playing Poulenc, Lily Boulanger, and Prokofiev's Romeo and Juliet suite, free of charge. Not to be missed. This will be today, Thursday, January 16th at 7 in the evening, European time, which will be 1 o'clock in the afternoon on the East Coast, and what is that? 10 o'clock in the morning on the West Coast. Free of charge on the website of the concert house, they call it, concerthouse.sa, concert house, etc. Anyway, you can log on to that free of charge. We give you the link. They also give you the option of downloading their app for watching all of their programs on your phone. The program is Francis Poulenc's Concerto for two pianos and orchestra. Now, you're going to like this or not like this, depending on this powerhouse duo of pianists, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about them, so I think you can expect to like it. Then they'll do Lily Boulanger, D'un soir triste, which is, this is a very interesting piece. In the past year, a lot of orchestras and chamber groups have been doing Lily Boulanger's D'un matin du printemps, of a spring morning, which is a very light and delightful piece by Lily Boulanger. She was the younger sister of Nadia Boulanger, and I think Nadia was like 5 years older than her. She was a real prodigy. She, at a very young age, she won the Prix de Rome for composition at the Paris Conservatory, where she was studying, tagging along after her big sister Nadia. And no woman had ever won it before, much less such a young one. And so people like to play that a spring morning piece by Lily Boulanger because it's so gay. But actually, she died in 2018, when she was only 24 years old. And just before she died, very sadly, of Crohn's disease, which, as far as I can tell, is not necessarily a fatal disease, but it was, I guess, in this case, she wrote D'un soir triste, of a sad evening. And she knew. So that's a lovely piece to hear. And then they will follow it up after the intermission with Tabita Berglund conducting the exquisite Royal Stockholm Phil in Prokofiev's from the suite from Romeo and Juliet #1. So that should be really a lovely evening all the way through. Let me tell you a little bit about the people involved in it. You've got your picture up there. Let's talk about the Jussen Brothers. Conductor Michael Schoenwand said after he had directed them in a concert, "It is like driving a pair of BMWs." That's why I call them a powerhouse duo. They have played in the past. They've done concertos with the Boston Symphony, the Philadelphia Orchestra, the Concertgebouw down in the Netherlands. They're from the Netherlands originally. The Budapest Festival Orchestra, the NDR Elbe Philharmonie in Hamburg, which is, always a top orchestra to work with. It's Alan Gilbert there, who used to conduct the Stockholm Phil, by the way, and with the Academy of St. Martin in the Fields. They're artist in residence in Monte Carlo with the Philharmonic Orchestra there this year. They're doing debuts this year, including this one. This is their debut with the Stockholm Phil, but they'll also be with the Chicago and Baltimore symphonies, the Lahti Symphony Orchestra in Finland, the Prague Radio Symphony, and the Israeli Philharmonic, all debuts. They're also invited back to perform with the Dresdner Phil, the Bergen Phil, the Antwerp Symphony, the Warsaw Phil. They'll be doing recitals in Paris, Amsterdam, The Hague, London, Rome, Naples, Zurich, Mannheim, Stuttgart, and Potsdam, they tell us, among others. I mean, these guys are all over the place. They are exclusive recording artists with Deutsche Grammophon since 2010, and with Deutsche Grammophon, they did already record Poulenc's double piano concerto that they're playing this evening in Stockholm, so they know it inside out. And they recorded it with the Concertgebouw Orchestra and Stefan Deneve some years ago. So I think you can expect them to do a good job. As for conductor Tabita Berglund, I don't even think it's accurate to call her a rising star. She's sort of a star now. She just began her 4-year tenure as the principal guest conductor at the Detroit Symphony Orchestra. Jader Bignamini, the Italian conductor who is now the chief conductor and artistic director at the DSO since last year, brought her in. He knows quality when he sees it. He brings in these great up and coming and younger conductors. And next year she will start the same post, principal guest conductor, with the Dresdner Philharmonic. So for the next 4 years or so, she's with Detroit and Dresdner. And she just finished a 3-year tenure as the principal guest conductor at the Christian Sand Symphony Orchestra. I get the impression she prefers to be a guest conductor and keep moving around and doing other things, which when you're building a resume and a career may be a good idea. Now, in October, we told you about her live streaming with the Detroit Symphony Orchestra. She brought in Pekka Kuusisto, who's the director of the Norwegian Chamber Orchestra and also a co-director of one of the main Finnish orchestras. I forget which one. They did Benjamin Britten's, they did a C music piece. They did Britten's 4 C interludes from Peter Grimes. They did the U.S. premiere, and this is where Pekka Kuusisto came in, of Anna Klein's Time and Tides. And they did John Sibelius's Lemminkäinen Suite. She also conducted, without live streaming, at Sibelius's Symphony No. 1 and Thorvaldsdottir's Metakosmos with the DSO. She's making an Asian debut this season in Tokyo with the Met Symphony there, in Salzburg at the Easter Festival this year with the Mozarteum Orchestra of Salzburg. She's doing a European tour with the Orchestra della Svizzera Italiana, which I think means the Swiss-Italian Orchestra. And in December, she was conducting the Nutcracker with the Norwegian National Ballet about a dozen times. She started out at the Norwegian Academy of Music, first as a cellist, then got interested in conducting, played with the Oslo and Bergen Philharmonics for some time as a cellist, but now I gather she's purely a conductor. Look, you cannot go wrong with the Jussen Brothers playing Poulenc, or with Tabita Berglund directing Prokofiev, and the addition of this less often heard, lovely. It's haunting almost. I mean, almost literally, because she didn't live long after she wrote it, and I think she knew the end was near, of a sad evening. Just a lovely assembly of music put together. I am guessing that Tabita Berglund designed it, and it shows her excellent taste. I think it'll be a great evening, and it's free of charge. So I don't often do this, but boy, I urge you, take the time today, 7 o'clock European time, 1 o'clock on the East Coast, 10 o'clock in the morning on the West Coast. Take out an hour and a half of your time today and enjoy this. May it inspire you or uplift you in some way, or just give you a really great time. If I were there in Stockholm, I would show up on the steps and do a live stream before the performance, but I can't do that. When I get back to Stockholm, I will do that. The Stockholm Royal Phil is right up there with the Detroit Symphony Orchestra as one of those orchestras which live stream free of charge on a regular basis, not just once every 2 months or something like that, or only for paying a fee, but they're really offering it to the global audience. Anything we can do at Access Arts Live in our own little modest way to promote greater viewership of these concerts, well, that's what I'm doing right now. Ciao for now, and have a great time later today in about, 7 hours.